Hello, welcome back to Football United TV. I hope you've had a great weekend and it's been a fabulous one for the Premier League. I don't know whether you've seen it and I just can't believe what's been happening. Lots of stuff going on with VAR and we had Super Sunday yesterday, Liverpool versus Spurs. But we're going to talk about the Arsenal versus Crystal Palace game. 2-2, and there's a lot of angry fans at Xhaka, Granit Xhaka, captain. Handed the captaincy from apparently the players and the coach. They all agreed that he was the man to lead them on. And the way he came off the field yesterday at the Emirates was disgusting. Now I know the fans applauded him sarcastically for coming off, you know, like really happy to see him come off. He didn't like that too much, and I believe the words were F off. A little bit of a wrestler's jeer, you know, from the ear, like to the crowd. And then took his shirt off as he went down the tunnel. Disrespectful. Now, I definitely think they should strip him of the captaincy. You can't be doing that, especially as a captain, but you can't be doing that as a player. That's disrespecting the club. And like I said, I know there's a lot of people that are saying the fans shouldn't have done it, it's not right for them to do it, but you've got to take that. You play for that club. The fans would die to play for Arsenal. Any fan of any club would die just to have it on for 1 minute, just to be able to play. So when you act like that, you're disrespectful. And I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I just find that he should probably be stripped of the captaincy. A lot of Arsenal fans are chanting Ozil's name. Again, we was talking about that with Dan last week. The fact that the club and Emery are pushing him out. Well, they've frozen him out completely. He's on the bench, he's fit, healthy. Now they're telling us, or they're telling the media, that he is fit, ready, doing well in training, yet he's not getting picked. So there's a lying element going on as well. They might as well just come out and tell the fans of Arsenal Football Club why Ozil's not playing. If they're saying that he's fit and ready to play, yet they're leaving him on the bench. Nothing else in midfield's working. So why don't you give him a go? He still probably is one of your best midfielders. And I'm hearing a lot about Torreira as well, not being played in the right position. You've got to play him as a central defence midfielder, and that's where he does play for his native Uruguay. It would make sense, and he plays very well for him. And he doesn't seem to be played in that position under Emery. Also talking about VAR, of course, Arsenal 2-2 were up 3-2. With Socrates nearly scoring his brace, but they said Chambers made a foul in the penalty area, but I kind of think it might have been the other way around. It looked like there was a coming of two legs. It looked like both of them fouled each other, so it's difficult. I think just play should have been allowed on, which is what happened, and the goal should have stood. But that doesn't take away the fact that Arsenal didn't play very well, and there are a lot of angry fans. I don't know if anybody watches AFTV, but I watched Troop's very angry rant on AFTV with Robbie, and it got really heated. So if you really want to watch something that's just pure heart and pure passion from a fan, go check that out. Troop's on AFTV last night giving his thoughts after the game. So yeah, basically well done to Crystal Palace from coming 2-0 down to pull it back 2-2. They looked pretty much dead and buried by half time. But that's the problem, isn't it? Arsenal come out half time and they lose it. They just can't get that win. They needed to get the third goal after half time to just seal it off. Even if Crystal Palace got one back, it wouldn't have mattered. So well done to Crystal Palace, because they're underrated, really are. They lost Wan-Bissaka, and everyone thought, well, I'm not saying that he was the best player for Crystal Palace, of course, Zaha is, and he's terrific. He had a great game last night. But, you know, losing Wan-Bissaka, everybody thought, well, if you're losing more potentially good talent, and how's the club going to do? And Crystal Palace, they have been doing pretty well. You look at them on paper, they shouldn't probably be where they should be. Watford are obviously doing very poorly at the moment. Man City beating Aston Villa 3-0. Sorry, Bills, about that. But, you know, at least it wasn't a pure dicking like you said you might have got. You thought you were going to get battered. And I don't take that really as a battering. You just come up from the Championship, you're playing Man City. These things happen. Aston Villa are doing very well as well. Yesterday, we also had Newcastle versus Wolves. Newcastle going up 1-0 and then letting in the goal and Wolves pulling back the equaliser. But then, if you look at the statistics of Wolves, they've scored, I think, practically 90% of all their goals this Premier League season in the second half. They've only scored 2 goals in the first half. So they always come out pretty much raring to go. And you've got to be wary of that because Wolves, as you've seen against Man City and the way they've been playing in the Europa League, they're a force to be reckoned with. They definitely are. Wolves are different. Leicester City as well. I forgot to even talk about that one. 9-0 against Southampton away at Southampton's ground. 9-0. The only club that has won 9-0 in the Premier League before is obviously Man United versus Ipswich. Incredible. And Leicester, I can't believe the rejuvenation they've had under Brendan Rodgers. Coming from Celtic and obviously nearly winning the league for Liverpool, unfortunate. He found it hard at Liverpool, I think, to get the players to carry on with that momentum after missing out on the league. And he's recovered from that going to Celtic and he's learnt from his mistakes. And he's definitely getting the best out of all the players at Leicester. They look amazing. Some of them might be raided in the summer. I'm pretty sure Man United as well will go for Maddison, Chilwell, players of that nature. So well done to Leicester. They're pushing up in the league. They're in the top 4 at the moment. And I reckon they could get it because you look at the way that Arsenal and Man United have been playing recently. They're not ready, I think, to commit to Champions League next year. They've really got an overhaul to do. And talking of Man United, great performance from them yesterday. Away at Norwich, 3-1. Missed a couple of penalties as well, Rashford and Martial, so it could have been 5-1 to be fair. VAR playing a big part also, but then I guess VAR wasn't included in any of the goals really, apart from the Rashford one, but that was a clear-cut onside. Great goal, great touchdown. He's looking great. He's scored more than the Liverpool strikers have scored. It's a crazy thing because you wouldn't say it. You wouldn't say he's been playing as good as Firmino, Salah and Mane, but he scored more than them put together. The stats there kind of prove in the pudding that at least he's scoring goals. Still not enough, I think, for an attacking player at Man United. You need to be bagging at least 20 goals in the Premier League a season to have a chance of being known as one of the best players in the Premier League. If you're not getting that many, then there's no point, you know. Harry Kane obviously gets that every year. That's why he gets pushed up as being a very, very good player. Let's talk about Liverpool versus Spurs. 2-1, great comeback from Liverpool. That was a championship winning comeback. And even Roy Keane said it. They look like champions the way they come back. They were 1-0 down at half time. And then everyone thinks they got lucky, but that was a clear-cut foul to get that penalty on Mane. And yeah, well done to Liverpool. Winning again. They could have dropped more points and it could have been a lot more closer between City, Leicester and Liverpool. But they've shot back up again. Congratulations to them. They look like they really want to get this Premier League this year. And Champions League, I think winning the Champions League final, I'm pretty sure Klopp would have said, it's not over yet. We've got to come back after the summer and we're going to win this Premier League. And it looks to me like they've got that enthusiasm to do so. Liverpool are playing beautiful football. And Alexander Trent, I tell you what, wow, what a player. He's got a right foot on him and he's crossing balls in for fun. Brilliant player. And he's young. He's got a little bit more to learn. His defensive isn't the best, but with a team like Liverpool and the team you've got around you, he doesn't really need to do it. They can focus more on attacking, and that's why he's so remarkable. Probably been my player of the year in the Premier League, I think, this year. We'll see how the rest of the year pans out. But yeah, probably the best right wing back in the world. With Robertson on the left side, it's a great defence. Virgil van Dijk and Matip, Gomez. That's the sort of team you want. Well done to Liverpool. So that's pretty much it from us this week. We've got Carabao Cup coming up. At least it's not internationals though, hey. And actually got a good one. Man United and Chelsea are playing. Can't remember which way it is. It might be at Chelsea's ground. It might be away. Anyway, they're both playing. I need to pretty much look that up. I'm not really too bothered about the Carabao Cup. I'm pretty sure Man United will just throw out their youngsters, but same as Chelsea, because they've practically only got youngsters. So it should be a good game anyway. I think it should be good to watch. I hope you enjoy it. If you're watching that one, there are others obviously going on too. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you've had a great weekend, and I hope you have a good week. Obviously, the clocks have gone back. Things are going to get darker now. So remember, when you're walking home after work and it's dark, yeah, make sure you've got your high vis on. If you're walking, that is, you know what I mean. If you're in a car, you're okay. You got your light beams. You're cool. But just stay safe out there now. It's getting dark and cold. Make sure you wrap up as well, especially when you go to the football games. Grab yourself a bovril, grab yourself a pie. Make sure you warm up your hands with those bastards. Thank you for tuning in, and please do subscribe if you can. It means so much to the channel. It helps us out. And I'd love to do some live content and bring you guys into the live chat, and you can ask me questions and I can answer back. You know how it goes. If you know anybody that likes football or wants to talk with us about your team or any other team, or you just want to talk about football in general because you're a big football fan like I am, then just give us a message, inbox us, talk to us, and we'll sort something out. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant evening, day, or morning, wherever you are. Bye-bye.